Anyway, I saw another funny thing on Instagram. The lead singer of Danzig was saying that, if punk music started now, it would never even get off the ground because of woke and cancel culture, right? And then all these young people like, oh, all right, Grandpa, all of this shit, just trashing the guy. And then be like, oh, have you ever heard of this band? Oh, so there you go, right? And I just got a kick out of all of it because, I am an old guy. And then also I love when young people trash old people. It just always cracks me up. And then I also like that young people like me think that one day when you get to be my age or the guy in Danzig's age, that you're not going to be saying the same shit. Because what's funny is I remember Dana Carvey on SNL, when he was on SNL in like the 80s and 90s, and it was his generation that was influencing comedy. He had this character, this old man, saying all this stuff. Hey, when I was a kid, we only had one game. It was called Stare at the Sun, and we liked it, He was making fun of old people, talking about how difficult their lives were and how everything that young people were doing wasn't shit anymore, right? And now I'm looking at this Danzig guy, who I think is a generation or whatever age sort of between my age and Dana Carvey's age. And now we're so old that we are now the old person going, yeah. I mean, I do it all the time. When I was a kid, they used to kick field goals. And you just have to have a sense of humor about it. I think that's just something that happens to you. And I got to be honest with you, but if you're young and you listen to this, don't ever be afraid of getting old, man. It's actually, if you embrace it, it's fucking awesome. It really is. And dressing your age and all of that shit. Like, I was talking to my buddy, and he went to something recently, and he was saying, this is the one, and especially when you become a parent, this is one of the worst things you could ever, the most cringy thing that you could do, is this guy was trying to be the cool dad, the dad that despite the fact that he had a kid, he was still fucking cool, right? And there was some guy, he was at some birthday party, my buddy, and he said there was a dad there that had his hat on sideways, like how rappers used to do it back in the, like Flavor Flav or some shit, like back in the 80s. Like, as a dad, like he's at a, he's at a fucking kid's party. He's got his fucking hat on sideways. And what's funny to me is it's like, this isn't about you. Can't you just let your kid be at the party? Do you have to try and steal focus? Like, oh, who's that? Who's that dad? Wow. He's still, he's still with like the popular kids in the cafeteria. But then there's the other side, like maybe just, he grew up back then. I don't know. And that's how you wore your hat and you keep fucking doing it. I don't know. I am a big fucking believer, though, that you got to like, I'm not going to go out there dressed like fucking Wilford Brimley on stage, but like there is like a point. I think you got to put on a sport coat. I would do that, to be honest with you, but with my act, I just feel like I would look like some asshole trying to wear a sport coat. So that's why I go with the button down. I try to be with the button down. That's my happy medium. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and go up and wear a fucking suit on stage and act like I'm a wordsmith. But I'm also not going to go up there and whatever the latest fucking thing. Like, I'm trying to think like the last thing that I paid attention to that people wear. Somewhere around those Von Dutch hats, I just stopped. I was just like, all right, I'm just fucking old now. I don't know what this is. I don't understand why people who aren't truckers are wearing trucker hats.